What is going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to give you a full in-depth breakdown of how to deal with Airbnb regulations, home sharing regulations, etc. I'm sharing my story with you guys because I'm currently going through a regulation phase in my city, and therefore I'm going to share my information with you guys and let you guys know what to expect. If you're living in an area that has not yet been regulated, watch this video and stay tuned for what you might expect moving forward. Hey guys, my name is Robert. Springfield City Council finally decided that they were going to regulate short-term rentals in Springfield, Missouri. And I've been waiting for this to happen. I made a video a while back talking about how Los Angeles banned Airbnb in certain fixed-rate apartments. I've been waiting for this day to come for quite some time, and I've not moved forward with more properties in my local area because as I was watching the story develop, as I was watching the City Council make their decisions, they were saying that you can't have an Airbnb within 500 feet of another Airbnb. And that was the last time I checked on it. That's what they were sort of, brewing up. That's what they were talking about. That's what they were discussing at their meetings. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm going to hold on my cash because there's no point of me, expanding, moving in with more properties if I'm going to get shut down. I wanted to see what the City Council decided as far as regulations. I decided to hold on to my property that I have right now. I'm currently doing short-term rental through home sharing websites out of one property. I've been doing this for about 8 months. For right now, as long as I comply with the requirements, I'm going to be in a great position because I've already been experienced doing this. I'm not just starting, from scratch. I've already been in the business. I've experience with, managing all the finance aspect of it. All that's left for me to do is go through and file my short-term rental application. That is actually what I'm going to go do today. So after I'm done filming this video, I'm going to go to the City Council building and I'm going to pay them a $350 permit application fee. So what I'm holding here in my hand is actually the short-term rental type 2 application. It's a pretty lengthy process right here. As you can see, they didn't make it easy. So I was there yesterday and I let them know my rental arbitrage situation, and they were sort of shocked. Everyone there was kind of like, what does this mean? They didn't really know how to interpret what I was telling them. So they were like all confused and they had to go ask somebody else. They had to go ask somebody else. There's a lot of questions back and forth, and then they kept telling me that this is their first time doing something like this. And that makes me feel pretty good because that just shows me that the market in Springfield is, up for grabs. There's nobody out there that I'm competing with as far as short-term rental. Our competition as Airbnb hosts are not other hosts, they're actually hotels. All my competition on the Airbnb side, they're all a bunch of middle-aged people that are just hosting their rental properties. So what I've observed so far from dealing with City Council yesterday is that they've made this a lengthy process. This is not just, fill out an application, submit it, pay the licensing fee, and done. This is a multi-step process that's going to take people a while to get everything figured out. I'm not going to bore you guys with what they deemed a type 1 rental is and a type 3 rental is. I'm just going to go into the type 3 rental because that's what I'm doing and that's my experience. And what they pretty much are saying is that you can rent it for the entire year as long as you don't live in the property. The only downfall to this is that there's a limitation on the amount of properties in an area. So it's on a first come, first served basis as of right now for the type 2 rental, which is why I'm eager to get in the office and get the application process going. I don't want anyone else nearby or on my street, filing for this process and beating me to the game. So what I did yesterday, I went and applied for my business license, and today I'm applying for the actual permit for the application. And this leads me to the last point in this video. I think a lot of people will start flaking out of the market simply because they made this a super lengthy and arduous process. It's not just gonna be, go to the City Council, get things figured out. It's actually, like I said before, it's a multi-step process. All in all, it's gonna be a really big roadblock that wasn't there before for a lot of these newbies or a lot of these people getting into the market. And from my experience, stuff like this really makes people steer away from opportunity. They see it as, I can't do that, I can't figure that out. And they just decide not to do it anymore and they decide to just fall off. I mentioned this before, there was only about 80 listings in Springfield, Missouri when I started my Airbnb business, the rental arbitrage. I was checking the analytics through AirDNA and there were about 300 properties in Springfield. So obviously there's a huge increase in demand. There's a huge increase in properties that entered the market. And what I think this regulation will do is obviously people who don't comply are going to be wiped off. People who just don't want to deal with all this application process, they're going to be wiped off. That's going to increase the supply for everyone who's doing it the right way. Seeing that it's on a first come, first served basis, it's going to be a very profitable business for the hosts who do, get initiated, get everything going with the city, get everything in the clear as far as regulations go. So that's my goal right now. Like I said, guys, I'm going to head to the city today and drop this bad boy off and pay my $350 licensing fee. And I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. There's still a chance that my neighbors will say, this guy can't do it. And it says here that fees are non-refundable. So what if I apply for the application? What if I host a neighborhood meeting and then the neighbors say I can't do it, but I've already paid my $350? I don't know. This just seems kind of fishy here. I don't know if they're gonna, rework this policy or what, but for right now, I'm super excited and I'm glad that they finally got this out of the way so I don't have to worry about the regulations, or I don't have to worry about being banned from now on. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. I hope this was helpful information. If anything, you guys can, get an idea of how Springfield regulated short-term rentals, and if your city is currently going through a process of regulation or they're currently discussing it, you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. Obviously, we have cities like Los Angeles that completely banned it and made it, almost impossible for people to rent. And then you have cities like mine, which made the rules more lenient, and obviously they're working to where this can actually be possible for people to have success with this business model. So once again, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and share this with anyone that you think could use this information. I just want to bring you guys along on this process of me, acquiring more properties. It's going to be a more difficult process now that this is in the picture. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.